So remember when I said I played like 7 other gacha games in my other video? So that's gotten worse. Much worse. So what's so different about this game that makes it so fun in my eyes? Does it have hot women?
Who's the caged bird now?
Does it have gambling?
Fuck!
Does it have the... Does it have good combat that actually makes it a game? Actually has all this and more. So if all that interests you, please let me tell you why Wuthering Waves is so peak. So what's so different about this game that I actually make a video about it compared to all the other gacha games I play? Well, in this game, there's gameplay to it. Whoa! The game has a game in it. Whoa. It feels like an RPG style of game that you could see yourself buying, but it just so happens to be free. I say that because even without optimized builds or the best event characters, you still have to be good at the game to even beat the bosses in this game. It's crazy. There's an actual game with this gacha game, and you winning isn't entirely determined by what character you have. The characters so far feel like different playstyles rather than the new must-have character. Although Chang Li definitely feels like a character I need for different reasons. The combat consists of different meters, like the Concerto meter that allows you to do different moves, or bust a character that you swap to, and the Forte meter, which usually consists of a unique move that a character can do, like the Biden Blast. I feel like the animation power creep is going to be way faster than character power creep. But the game also has enemy attacks that you can dodge and get a counterattack out of afterwards. And the best part of the game, parries. Most enemies have attacks that if you attack when the circles overlap, you stun them and break their posture. Once you do break their posture fully, you get to blast them with damage for a bit. And a lot of these bosses have unique parts to them too. Like Memphis, Tennessee has a ton of parryable attacks, so many that even this shadow clone can be parried. This fucker that flies around like an asshole and has invisible parries at higher difficulties. And my personal favorite, the Crownless. He just comes out with fisticuffs ready to smash your skull in with a 200 hit combo. These bosses do have a time limit though, so you need to have the right build to beat them with, which is where gearing comes in. Now given that I have played 12 other gacha games at least, with most of them having RNG bullshit for gear that makes me want to kill myself every time I get another fucking HP set, or substats that rival the luck of a damn slot machine, this game is a breath of fresh air compared to these games. The game doesn't really stop you from grinding like many other games do, so you can just keep killing enemies to keep getting echoes to eat. And if whatever you caught isn't good tasting, you can just smash them together to get a new thing. It's just like cooking. There is still RNG to it, but the fact the game doesn't stop you is a very nice thing. The game gives you the freedom to do. Tuning for substats by rolling a d20 and the main stats are still RNG, but you get so many of them you could just swap one for the other. Or keep trying to just do some Frankenstein stitching together type of bullshit. My only complaint is that level up materials are quite scarce without wave plates. I've heard other people talk about how after you get guaranteed upgrades like skills and weapon level and focusing on just one team, using your wave plates for this won't be so bad. I'm inclined to agree with them in this regard, so I'll see how things go in your end game. I'm still in mid game, so we'll see. The open world for this game is quite fun too. Despite the fact that that's kind of a buzzword nowadays, this open world's actually not too bad. There's a lot of chests around the map so you can level up characters and weapons, as well as these diamonds that give you echo level up stuff. Only some though, it's not that much. After a while, if you explore enough, the game just gives you a device to find this stuff around you that you can infinitely use, but you can only have 3 on the map. I feel this really solidifies the game respects your time to some degree. All you have to do is play the game a bit, and you get to see the entire map of loot. Some are locked behind enemies and puzzles, but the puzzles aren't usually that hard. Some are cool, like the puzzles where you have to manipulate time, or the Tetris Piece ones. There's also stronger enemies around the map, some being absurd levels like 120 when the max character level is 90. They guarantee a high level echo though, so it's worth it. And technically, they can be beat with a level 1 character. There are plenty of videos on it, because you can do a fixed amount of damage when you dodge, so literally just get good and you'll get it. There's also some silly stuff, like this plastic chair that heals you fully, and definitely isn't a reference. Echo challenges, where you can use the powers of an echo to do certain challenges that also reward you, such as playing Star Fox, swimming, and best of all, fixing Tetris, and this mountain that you can just ski off of. This game is awesome. It also gives you a ton of loot.
Onwards.
Yes! Yes! Yes!
There's probably a ton that I missed, but those are the best selling points other than the characters have really fun kits. Jinchi is probably my favorite. She's mine. You can't have her. Even the 4-stars are really good if you build them right. Like Danjin, that slices herself with her sword, puts blood on her sword, and somehow does more damage doing that. Or this guy with the gun. There's only like a couple things I could say is bad, like the early story before Mount Firmament. It's just boring. As well as the English voice acting for it. It's awful. It's about Genshin Impact 1.0 level of bad. I heard a well-respected company has taken over for this, and I could tell because the 1.1 voice acting sounds a lot better in English. I would be sticking with Korean though, since I'm slowly learning it. And that's it. It's a game that's combat focused, and that's why I love it. I almost want to drop $5 on the Lunite description just to support Kuro. Too bad I'm poor and would rather have someone else donate me $5. With that, time to go to my outro that no one gives a damn about. Bye bye.
Rise up into my world. Renew your definition. World so high, let me show. And hear my declaration. No more ties. Mend your pace, sway to the beat. Hands up, embrace who you wanna be. We're reaching heights unseen.